In the lively village of Maji Moto, deep within the heart of Kenya, lived a woman named Amina. Maji Moto was a place where the earth was red, and the sky seemed to stretch endlessly, meeting the horizon in a dance of oranges and pinks at dusk. Amina was known for her bright eyes and quick smile, always ready to help anyone in need. She was married to Juma, a handsome man whose charm and laughter could light up any room. Juma and Amina had been married for 5 years. They built a small but happy life together in Maji Moto. Juma worked as a tour guide, taking visitors on safaris across the stunning landscapes of the Masai Mara. Amina managed a modest craft shop, selling colorful beaded jewelry and woven baskets made by the local women. One day, while cleaning their small but cozy home, Amina stumbled upon something that made her heart sing. Hidden under their bed was a crumpled piece of paper, a receipt from a luxurious hotel in Nairobi. Amina's hands trembled as she read the date. It was from the weekend Juma had told her he was guiding a group of tourists through the Mara. Her mind raced with questions. Who was he with? Why had he lied? That evening, she decided to confront him. She needed to know the truth. When Juma returned home, tired but smiling, Amina showed him the receipt. His face turned pale, and the smile vanished. After a long silence, Juma admitted he had spent the weekend with another woman. He said her name was Nima, a beautiful woman he had met on one of his tours. They had enjoyed fancy dinners, laughed together, and spent nights at the luxurious hotel in Nairobi. Amina felt as if her heart had been shattered into 1,000 pieces. She couldn't believe that the man she loved, the man she had trusted with her whole heart, had betrayed her. Amina didn't cry that night. Instead, she stayed awake, thinking. She knew she had to make a decision about her future. As the first light of dawn broke through the small window, an idea formed in her mind. She decided she wouldn't be the victim of Juma's betrayal. She would take control of her life. The next morning, while Juma was still asleep, Amina went to their bank. She walked quickly, her mind clear and her heart determined. When she reached the bank, she asked to withdraw all their savings. The bank teller, a friendly young man named Kamal, looked surprised but complied. Is everything all right, Amina? Kamal asked as he handed her the cash. Amina forced a smile. Yes, everything is fine. Just a change of plans, she replied, trying to hide the pain in her voice. With the money safely in her bag, Amina walked back home. She knew she had to act fast. She didn't have much time before Juma woke up and discovered what she had done. She packed her clothes and a few precious belongings into a small suitcase. Then she wrote a note and left it on the kitchen table. As the sun rose higher in the sky, painting the village in golden light, Amina took one last look at the house she had called home. She remembered the laughter, the shared dreams, and the love that had once filled its walls. But now, it was just a reminder of betrayal. She took a deep breath and stepped out, closing the door behind her. She didn't know where she was going, but she knew she had to start anew. The village of Maji Moto was her past. Her future was waiting for her, somewhere beyond the horizon. As she walked through the village, Amina noticed the curious looks of her neighbors. They whispered to each other, wondering why she was leaving so suddenly. But Amina didn't stop to explain. She had made her decision, and she was determined to see it through. When she reached the edge of the village, Amina turned back one last time. She could see the tiny house she had shared with Juma, now just a dot in the distance. She felt a pang of sadness, but also a surge of strength. She had taken control of her life, and she knew she could face whatever came next. Amina started walking towards the nearest bus stop, her suitcase heavy, but her heart lighter than it had been in days. As she walked, she thought about what she would do next. She had enough money to start over, and she was ready for a new beginning. She didn't know where the road would take her, but she was ready for the journey. Amina arrived at the bus stop and bought a ticket to the city of Kisumu by the shores of Lake Victoria. She had always dreamed of visiting the bustling markets and the beautiful lake, but she had never had the chance. Now, she felt it was the perfect place to start her new life. As the bus rumbled along the dusty road, Amina looked out the window. The landscape changed from the open savannas to the lush greenery near the lake. She watched as the world outside rushed past, feeling a sense of freedom and anticipation. When the bus finally pulled into Kisumu, Amina felt a rush of excitement. The city was alive with energy. She could hear the sounds of children playing, vendors calling out their wares, and the distant hum of boats on the lake. It was a world away from the quiet village of Maji Moto. Amina stepped off the bus and took a deep breath. She was ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead. She walked through the crowded streets, her eyes wide with wonder. She knew she would need to find a place to stay and figure out what to do next. But for now, she was just happy to be free. As she wandered through the market, she spotted a small cafe. She decided to go inside and take a moment to gather her thoughts. The cafe was cozy and filled with the aroma of fresh coffee and pastries. Amina ordered a cup of tea and sat down at a corner table. As she sipped her tea, Amina noticed a woman sitting alone at the table next to hers. The woman looked about her age, with a friendly face and a warm smile. She was reading a book, but she glanced up and caught Amina's eye. "Hello," the woman said, smiling. "Are you new in town?" Amina nodded. "Yes, I just arrived. My name is Amina." "I'm Zawadi," the woman replied. "Welcome to Kisumu. If you need any help or just someone to talk to, feel free to ask. I've lived here all my life." Amina felt a surge of gratitude. She had left everything behind in Maji Moto, but she realized that she could find new friends and new opportunities wherever she went. She smiled back at Zawadi, feeling hopeful for the first time in days. As they chatted, Amina learned that Zawadi owned a small boutique in the city, selling handmade clothes and accessories. Zawadi mentioned that she was always looking for new talent and fresh ideas. Amina's heart leapt. She told Zawadi about her experience with crafts and her dream of starting her own business. "Why don't you come by my shop tomorrow?" Zawadi suggested. "I'd love to see your work, and maybe we can collaborate." Amina agreed, feeling a spark of excitement. She had no idea what the future held, but she knew she was on the right path. The next morning, Amina woke up feeling refreshed and ready to face her new life. She dressed in her best outfit, one of the colorful dresses she had made herself, and headed to Zawadi's boutique. The shop was located on a bustling street near the lake, surrounded by vibrant stalls and street vendors. Zawadi welcomed her with a warm hug and a smile. "I'm so glad you came," she said. "Come inside. Let me show you around." The boutique was filled with beautiful handmade clothes, bags, and accessories. Amina's eyes sparkled as she admired the craftsmanship. She felt inspired and full of ideas. Zawadi led her to a small workshop at the back of the shop. "This is where the magic happens," she said. "I'd love to see what you can do." Amina opened her suitcase and pulled out some of the jewelry and crafts she had brought from Maji Moto. Zawadi examined each piece carefully, her eyes widening with appreciation. "These are incredible, Amina," she said. "I can see how much talent and love you put into your work. I'd be honored to have your creations in my shop." Amina's heart swelled with pride. "Thank you, Zawadi," she said. "This means so much to me." Over the next few weeks, Amina and Zawadi worked side by side, creating new designs and showcasing them in the boutique. Amina's jewelry and crafts quickly became popular with the customers, and soon she was earning enough money to support herself. As her confidence grew, Amina began to dream of opening her own shop someday. She saved every shilling she earned, determined to make her dream a reality. She also made new friends in Kisumu, including a group of local women who shared her passion for crafts. One evening, as she was closing up the boutique, Amina received a phone call from an unknown number. She hesitated for a moment, then answered. Amina? A familiar voice said. It was Juma. Her heart skipped a beat. What do you want, Juma? She asked, trying to keep her voice steady. I've been trying to find you, he said. I came home and found your note. Why did you leave? Where did you go? Amina took a deep breath. I couldn't stay after what you did, Juma, she said. I needed to start over. I deserve better. There was a long silence on the other end of the line. Finally, Juma spoke. I understand, he said quietly. I'm sorry for what I did. I know I hurt you. Amina felt a pang of sadness, but also a sense of closure. It's too late for apologies, Juma, she said. I've moved on. I'm building a new life for myself. I hope you can do the same. Juma sighed. I wish you all the best, Amina, he said. I really do. Goodbye, Juma, Amina replied, and hung up the phone. She felt a weight lift off her shoulders. It was time to leave the past behind and focus on the future. Months passed, and Amina's hard work paid off. With the support of Zawadi and her new friends, she saved enough money to open her own shop. She found a small but charming space near the lake and transformed it into a colorful haven filled with her handmade crafts. On the day of the grand opening, the shop was filled with friends, neighbors, and curious visitors. Zawadi was there, beaming with pride. Amina looked around at the smiling faces and felt a sense of accomplishment and joy. As the sun set over Lake Victoria, casting a golden glow over the city, Amina stood in the doorway of her shop and watched the bustling streets of Kisumu. She had come a long way from the heartache and betrayal of Maji Moto. She had built a new life, filled with hope and possibility. A few weeks after the opening, Amina was working in her shop when a young woman walked in. She had a look of uncertainty and carried a small bag of handmade jewelry. Excuse me, the woman said softly. I'm Mia. I heard about your shop, and I was wondering if you might be interested in seeing my work. Amina smiled warmly. She remembered the feeling of uncertainty and hope when she first arrived in Kisumu. Of course, Nia, she said. I'd love to see what you have. As Nia showed her the beautiful pieces she had made, Amina felt a sense of connection. She knew what it was like to start over, to build something from nothing. She decided to offer Nia a place in her shop, just as Zawadi had done for her. As they talked and shared stories, Amina realized that her journey was far from over. There were always new dreams to pursue, new people to meet, and new adventures waiting just around the corner. And so, Amina embraced her new life with open arms, ready for whatever the future held.